Do you remember this song?
They call me her, they call me Jane. That's not my name. Now shut up
Or
and let
what
me
about
go.
this song?
Your jeans fucking- I ain't faking this. Shut up and let me go. Hey!
Those are the experimental pop songs That's Not My Name and Shut Up and Let Me Go, written and produced by English pop duo Ting Tings, whose fame crossed the English borders in the late 2000s. The Ting Tings had a pretty decent streak of success in their early career, as they were very promising acts in the pop hemisphere. However, due to their self-sabotaging antics, their fame and notoriety slowly dwindled from the minds of the public. The Ting Tings consist of members Katie White, the lead vocalist, and Jules the Martino. Prior to the formation of the band Ting Tings, Katie was in a punk trio along with her friends called TKO. Katie and Jules met in Manchester, where they bonded over the love they shared for the English band Portishead. So TKO didn't work out, and the pair along with a friend formed a trio. The trio was called Der Eskimo. The trio signed a deal with Mercury Records, but due to a shift in the label's management and the new direction of Mercury Records, the trio would disband, Katie and the Martino going one way and the other person going another. Then the Ting Tings were born in Salford, Greater Manchester. The Islington Mill, an independent arts venue located in Salford, England, there the Ting Tings would host free bear invite gigs at the mill, where they would get donations to host future gigs. Now these gigs would get really popular as it attracted A&Rs, even the likes of American producer Rick Rubin wanted a ticket.
The drums, the drums, the drums, the drums.
They got a lot of exposure. Radio stations BBC 6 started playing their music, they performed at universities, and notably at the Glastonbury Festival. And eventually, Columbia Records came knocking at the group's door, signing them in 2007. The Ting Tings released their debut studio album, We Started Nothing, in 2008 under Columbia Records. The duo received global attention after the release of We Started Nothing. One of the singles off their debut, Shut Up and Let Me Go, peaked at number 55 on the Billboard Hot 100 after appearing in an Apple iPod commercial. That same year, the pair also performed at one of the worst VMAs. At that VMAs, the Ting Tings were one of 4 performers who played small interludes consisting of remixes of past hits throughout the MTV Video Music Awards, including a section from Shut Up and Let Me Go with Travis Barker and DJ AM. Shut Up and Let Me Go was also certified platinum in the US. Meanwhile, the lead single, That's Not My Name, which was written because of the frustration the group went through in the music industry, peaked at number 39 on the Billboard Hot 100 and also received a platinum certification in the United States. So by 2008, a lot of things were going good for the Ting Tings. They were riding a new wave of success they've never seen before. Their first album went on to sell over 600,000 copies in the UK, and 2 of their singles crossed over in the US music market. And instead of releasing their sophomore album as soon as possible before their hype died down, the duo would start to self-sabotage in the name of artistry and standing out. The duo's sophomore album was scheduled for a 2010 release, and after an almost complete project which was loved by their label, the Ting Tings thought the song sounded like everything else that was playing on the radio at the time. In an extremely hard to read interview by The Guardian, Jules and Katie tell the story of how they deleted their album after the label loved it. In the interview, Martino goes on, "Loads of them had flown over from the UK. We played them 10-11 tracks, but they just came too early. Because we were living in Berlin," says Katie, "we got into dance music and techno, and we did a few dance type songs. And they, the label, were literally going, whoa, dance is huge on the radio at the minute. This is gonna fit right in. We never had anyone tell us how big this or that track was going to be," says the Martino. Because when we were making the first album, we were here in Salford, drunk and partying. All of a sudden, everyone's there with notepads going, "This is fucking huge." And we're like, "What do you mean huge? We haven't talked about that." And now we're having a massive panic attack about this record. We're halfway through. There was a moment, says Katie, when we were like, right after 10 seconds, we're gonna delete these songs. Proper delete them. And then 2 weeks went by, he says. Everything quiet. They're letting us get on with our work, thinking rubbing his hands together, it won't be long now. We'll soon get our hands on this record. Finally we get a call. How's it going? We're like, it's not ready. They're like, just send over the demos you played. And we're like, we haven't got them anymore? I remember he says, the silence on the phone. So we packed our things and went to Spain, says Katie. Although I do see the duo's point of view of not wanting an album that might blend in with everything else that was out at the time, blending in is not always a bad thing. The songs might blend in, but they can also be at the top of the style they refuse to release in. And sometimes when you put in a lot of effort to be different when it's not needed, it might not translate when it comes to your career. I also believe new artists, sophomore, shouldn't be too different from their debut. It needs to transition smoothly from debut to sophomore, so the audience you gain in your debut will stick around for the sophomore era, and it needs to come quickly. Look at the New Zealand artist Lorde. Lorde literally lost her audience because she took too long to release her second album. After the duo scrapped their original work that was loved and got rave reviews from their label, the duo's second studio album, Sounds from Nowheresville, was finally released in 2012. But that album proved to be a commercial failure, selling 6,000 copies in the UK, which is not surprising because most people forgot about them. Also, they didn't have any notable buzz singles that could keep their name fresh in music listeners' memories leading up to the release. The Ting Tings were truly one of the most promising music acts in the late 2000s, and they could have been bigger artists if they'd listened to their label and released the album while they were still relevant. And although it seems like they didn't want to sacrifice their artistry in order to chart and blend in, I'd say they were afraid of their own success. Thank you for watching this video. Tell me what video you think I should do next. Go over to the community tab and vote for who I should do a video on next. I think Katie is in the lead, followed by Trey Songz, also Sia, and another pop culture moments video. Are there other options? And I was planning on doing making this video, the Katy Perry video, but I already have like 2 videos on Katy Perry on my channel, and I've been putting this video off for so long, and I hate when I keep delaying my videos and then, you know, other creators might do it before me. So let me just put this out now, and then yeah, so just vote, and then I'm gonna choose one. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you enjoyed it, and comment your favorite song from Ting Tings. I am Don, your pop culture boy, and I will see you in the next one.